Everyone keeps saying superhero movies are dying. Superhero fatigue is the latest catchphrase. And honestly, looking at the box office lately, it is hard to argue. Studios are scaling back. Audiences have become much pickier. Entire cinematic universes that once looked unstoppable suddenly feel fragile. Even the biggest studios have admitted they focus too much on quantity and not enough on quality. But buried inside all that uncertainty is one very strong pattern. Two superheroes don't seem to care: Batman and Spider-Man. They've survived changing audiences, changing actors, changing directors, multiple reboots, and nearly a century of pop culture evolution. While other heroes come and go, these two somehow keep returning to the top. But why? Most people assume it's because they're simply the most popular superheroes, but I don't think that's true. I think their popularity is actually the result of something much bigger, because Batman and Spider-Man aren't just successful movie characters anymore. They've become two of the most valuable business assets Hollywood has ever created. Now, to understand why these characters never disappear, you have to stop thinking of them as movies. They're intellectual property platforms. So movies, television, video games, Halloween costumes, Lego sets, action figures, lunchboxes, backpacks, theme park attractions, licensing deals. The movie is only one piece of an enormous economic machine. Spider-Man is one of the highest grossing media franchises ever created, with estimates placing the brand's lifetime value at roughly $27 billion across every revenue stream imaginable. Historical reports have shown that Spider-Man merchandise alone has generated well over $1 billion in a single year. Batman operates the same way. His films have earned billions worldwide, but that's only part of the story. Walk through almost any department store and you'll find the bat symbol on shirts, toys, backpacks, collectibles, bedding, shoes, even products that have nothing to do with whatever Batman movie happens to be in theaters. And that's when something clicked for me. The movie isn't the business. The movie is the advertisement. Every new Batman or Spider-Man film isn't simply trying to make money during opening weekend. It's refreshing an entire ecosystem worth billions of dollars. Suddenly, the budgets make more sense. Hiring the biggest directors, landing the biggest actors, spending hundreds of millions on production and marketing. They're not simply making another superhero movie, they're protecting one of the most valuable brands they own. That creates something almost no other superhero enjoys: a financial safety net. If another superhero film disappoints, studios suddenly question whether that character deserves another chance. But Batman and Spider-Man? The movie is only one part of a much larger business. That financial engine almost guarantees another opportunity. But here's what's really interesting. Money explains why studios keep making Batman and Spider-Man. It doesn't explain why audiences keep coming back. For that answer, we have to look at the characters themselves. There's an old observation among comic book fans that has always fascinated me. Marvel creates people. DC creates myths. No character proves that better than Batman. Batman isn't written like a man. He's written like a mythology. He is the impossible human. No superpowers, just discipline, intelligence, preparation, and relentless determination. He's less someone we relate to and more someone we admire. That's what makes Batman almost infinitely flexible. Every generation gets its own version. Adam West gave us a colorful television hero. Michael Keaton brought gothic mystery. Christian Bale grounded him in realism. Ben Affleck leaned into the older, battle-worn veteran. And Robert Pattinson transformed him into a noir detective. 5 completely different interpretations, everyone unmistakably Batman. Most superheroes depend on a larger universe to feel important, but Batman rarely does. Give him Gotham City, a mystery, and a great villain, and you have everything you need. And that's why films like The Dark Knight and The Batman don't feel like chapters in a franchise. They feel like timeless crime dramas that just happen to feature the greatest detective, Batman. He's less of a character and more of an idea And ideas don't get old, they just get reinterpreted. Now, Spider-Man works for almost exactly the opposite reason. If Batman is the hero we aspire to become, Spider-Man is the hero we already feel like. Peter Parker never really wins at life. He's always late. He's usually broke. He's trying to balance school. He's trying to balance work. He's trying to maintain relationships, trying and often failing to keep everything together. And getting superpowers does not solve his problems. It gives him even more. That's what makes him timeless. Spider-Man doesn't become hopeful because life is easy. He stays hopeful even when life isn't. That optimism has carried every version of the character. Tobey Maguire gave us Peter's enormous heart. Andrew Garfield emphasized his humor and his charisma. Tom Holland reminded us what youthful optimism looks like. Then the Spider-Verse took the idea even further. It proved that Spider-Man isn't just Peter Parker anymore. It's an idea. Anyone can wear the mask. Anyone can struggle. Anyone can choose responsibility over comfort. Batman inspires us. Spider-Man understands us. And that is an incredibly powerful combination. So what is the billion-dollar reason Batman and Spider-Man can't die? It's because their stories and their business feed each other. Batman is mythology. His character invites endless reinterpretation without ever losing his identity. Spider-Man is humanity. His struggles never stop being relatable because every generation experiences them. Those timeless stories create emotional connections, and those emotional connections sell movies. The movies strengthen the brands. The brands sell merchandise. The merchandise generates billions, and those billions fund the next movie. And the cycle begins all over again. It's a loop that keeps reinforcing itself. Every few years, Hollywood asks the same question: is the superhero era finally over? Well, maybe for some, but Batman and Spider-Man have already survived television, comic book crashes, bad movies, great movies, changing tastes, multiple reboots, and entire generations of audiences. And at this point, I don't think they're really competing with other superheroes anymore. They're competing with characters like James Bond, or Sherlock Holmes, or Dracula. Characters that never truly disappear. They simply evolve for the next generation. Batman and Spider-Man have reached that level. They're no longer just comic book heroes, they're cultural institutions. And that's why, no matter where superhero movies go next, these two aren't going anywhere. So now I'm curious, if Hollywood could only keep one superhero as the anchor of the entire genre for the next decade, who would you bet on? The myth or the everyman? Batman or Spider-Man? Let me know in the comments. Now, like this video and subscribe to the damn channel, or I'll get the next Spider-Man reboot to star George Clooney as Peter Parker.